don't worry. Once we get going here, now we're live. We're live right now, Rick. We're live right now.
We're live.
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to first go to my own page so I can find the thing that I'm live in. It says test, which is really awesome. And then I'm going to share this to a page. No, I don't want to do that. I want to share it to a friend's timeline, and that friend would be Rick Logan.
I know him.
There we go.
Hey, we're live.
And it's live right now, and I'm posting it, and hopefully you don't have to agree to that I post it.
I already did.
Oh,
verbally.
Well, excellent. As long as it's verbally approved.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
hearing from my lawyer.
You could be hearing from us any possible place. If you don't know, this is Rick Logan. It says right there, Rick. He only put Rick on his name. I don't know why.
I thought this was like broadcasting anonymous or something.
You know what? It was just for a test. And yeah. That's because it's a. That's what we're talking about right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home.
In my lap, and yes, and my cat jumped away and took my phone with her because I'm connected. Can you hear me? I don't even know.
I can hear you perfectly fine. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 0 people watching right now. There's a beautiful thing. I don't know. Can you see that there's 0 people? See the little eyeball up there in the corner?
I don't. No, I see the Who's Who video up there.
Oh, so you can't see that. Well, okay.
No.
We do have comments.
Well, you're the guy, so you would.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be nice to see. So we'll go live because we're here live, and we're here for the reason that, I mean, most people are. So let me ask you: Have you during all this? Have you been going out and doing stuff? I know you went with your daughter. Where down to Decorah over the weekend?
Down to Decorah, Iowa. She had an audition for. She's considering going to Luther College for music and/or theater.
Mm-hmm.
She and they had come down and audition, and we'll see if we can give you money. Now,
nice.
Yeah. I mean, there were a ton of people there. It's a big music school, so we saw a whole bunch of people carrying musical instruments. So she had a voice audition. She's a singer. And then she stuck around and she was scheduled to do a theater audition. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't mean this anything against Luther, because my wife went there and absolutely loved it. And I think one of the reasons that my daughter went was to please her mom.
Oh,
because
good.
She was like, yeah, but we did leave there where she said, I could see myself going here. And that's all you want.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, we did. But, I mean, it was mostly a solitary thing. We were in the car for 2.5 hours down and 2.5 hours back. And there were some people, she took a class with a choir so she could see what that was like.
Yeah.
And then we ate by ourselves in a cafeteria where there was nobody there because it was between lunch and dinner. It was mostly a solitary thing.
Okay. So I can only say a lot of people don't know this. Some people are one person's watching. I don't even know who it is. Make a comment if you want to. Let us know who you are, because I can't tell who you are if you're watching with our setup here through StreamYard. But just make a comment, say hello, and we're happy to see you and whatever. People don't know this. You and I both have the same day job now, which is awesome.
Well, do we have it though? Do we really have it now?
Did you put in your paycheck time card for today?
Not yet. I gotta do that.
Oh, do it.
I'm going to feel very badly doing it.
Dude, I told Wendy, our boss, as I sent it in, I said, I feel like such a douche sending in this time card. And she said, don't. I'm like, that doesn't help. But I will say, honestly, like at the end of this week, we will have worked for this company for 6 weeks, and we will have been
Yep.
home more time than we've been working for them, which is really, really odd.
It is odd, not our fault,
No,
and not their fault.
no.
And it is true that it is better for them to keep us rather than to train in all new people once this all goes away. And I believe this will go away.
I do too.
Someday.
Unfortunately, I have the feeling that when they say they're closing restaurants, which, to be honest, people don't know, is who we're working with.
Yeah, that's a new thing now. It's 9:45 on a Monday morning, and that is just new here in Minnesota. People could be watching from anywhere, right, John?
Right, absolutely.
So here in Minnesota, they're starting to talking about closing restaurants.
They already have in several states.
Okay.
Yeah, Illinois, all restaurants closed today at the end of, I think at 5 o'clock. Ohio also.
Wow.
I believe Boston City has closed things with the exception of pickup or carry out, which are the same thing, delivery or carry out.
John,
yeah.
Those 2 weeks where we were, those 2
Hi,
weeks
Anita.
for this company when we were on the road. Hi, Anita. These 2 weeks, these weeks for the company we were on the road, where were we?
We were in Boston, Mass.
Yes, we were.
Both weeks. And
both weeks.
And by the way, lovely to be in Boston.
Have you ever been?
My brother was married in Boston.
Oh, that's right. I remember you told the story.
Yeah, it's a great story. I don't think my brother or any family are watching, but I'll tell you for the sake of people that are. And there's Nita, you're our buddy. So my brother went to school, Menominee, for hotel motel management. Got a job in. Hiya, Carol. Good to see you. Hope things are good over there in Kenosha. And you stay safe yourself, hon. He got a job at the DoubleTree in Cambridge, Mass, and met a absolutely lovely girl, and they decided to get married. They got married because she was from Malden, and they got married in whatever. There's a whole long story that goes behind it. But my sister, as I recall, we had rented 2 vans. One van was available. The other one they didn't have. And my sister went off on him. Like I've never seen anybody go off on anybody. And this would have been in 1990 something. So it was before, a lot of videos. So I didn't have the opportunity to video it. But the wedding went off without a hitch. The reception was lovely. I got a little bit tanked, liquored up, as they might say. Did a couple things on drunkenly forced.
When in Boston.
No, that's right.
When in Boston.
But I drunkenly forced the wedding band to allow me to sing a song, which is on video.
That's on video. Your sister going off is not on video.
No, but because they were taping the wedding, they were taping important stuff.
Do you have the video?
I do not have the video. My brother and his wife do, and
they're still married.
They are still married. Alexandria, Minnesota, Woodland Resort on Lake Miltona. If you'd like to spend a lovely week in beautiful cabins, that's the place. I'm not doing this for an advertisement. I'm just doing this so I don't have to watch that video again.
No, we have to see that. That video has to get posted now.
I want to. You know what? So here's the thing. That video is. I mean, you've been to karaoke before, right?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
And you've seen drunk guys sing stuff, right?
Also, yes.
So imagine, Rick, your drunken giant brother who, let me sing a song. It is as embarrassing a thing as I have on tape anywhere.
But you said you don't have it.
I don't have it. They have it.
You've seen it.
I've seen it. Anytime they need something from me, they show it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like, and here's the thing, you know, to have a drunken giant brother ruin your wedding by singing "Can't Stop" or "Can't Help Falling in Love with You" by Elvis.
I was going to ask what song it was. Of course, it was Elvis.
It had to be Elvis because back in the day, I was a guy that wanted to be Elvis in the dinner theater, and I was an Elvis impersonator, and of course back then I was all things Elvis and drunk.
Which is redundant for sometimes.
Yeah,
Elvis and drunk. He had that phase.
Elvis was not a drunk. Elvis was a pill popper, by the way.
That's true.
Common misconception. But
did you shoot the TV?
I did not, because I was not allowed to have a gun. But here's what I did do, dude. I was so drunk. All right. So oh my God, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but it's okay. I was drinking Jack and Cokes. All right, at the reception.
As one does. When in Boston. Again.
Yeah, in Boston, you'd think you'd be smarter than that, but Jack and Coke, because apparently I was drinking that all. That's a whole nother story. Good Lord. So, but I was not happy, because here's how bad I was at drinking that. I was not happy, Rick, with the amount that was in the glass.
It wasn't enough Jack.
None of Jack or Coke. Well, mostly it was Jack. So I talked the bartender into using an iced tea glass, a giant iced tea glass, for my Jack and Coke. And
you wanted a double.
I basically wanted a quad. But the first one went down very, very smoothly, and the second one just as well. And then I accidentally, apparently, dropped my glass as I was handing it to him. And I felt terrible. And I said, "Oh God, here's $10. I'm sure that glass is, And then, but see, drunken me then thought, oh, well, I'll just give you $20. I'm going to break this glass. So I broke another glass and gave him more money. And ultimately, on the third glass that I broke, they cut me off because they were pissed.
You just kept breaking glasses? You were like,
it's like, I'm going to give you some money here. It's 20. That glass can't cost that much. Here's $20. Boom.
Let's be Greek. It suddenly became a Greek wedding.
It became I didn't know where I was wedding. But yeah, I was in Boston. Anyway, that's why I'm in Boston. That was my previous experience in Boston. My latter experience in Boston, delightful, because I don't drink anymore. But you guys,
the one where we were there together?
Yep. Yeah.
I had been to Boston once before. A friend of mine from college moved there with her boyfriend at the time. And I went and visited. I think a group of us came to visit. And I remember hanging out in the Commons. And there was a two-piece band. There was like a guy with a snare drum and brushes, just kind of, and then like a stand-up bass.
Yeah.
And the guy was singing. And there was this like elderly African-American woman just kind of dancing to them in the middle of the quad. And it was one of the funnest experiences I'd ever had. My wife was just sitting there watching this band, this two-piece musical band, just jam out on Boston Commons, and this African-American woman just kind of jazz dancing to them. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I went to Fenway Park.
Yeah.
And saw a Red Sox game and wore the hat of the opposing team and lived to tell the tale.
Well, that's awesome.
I know. It's stupid. I was a Toronto Blue Jays fan for 2 years because I liked the idea of a Canadian team playing America's pastime. So I had a Toronto Blue Jays hat on, and they were playing the Sox, and I sat out. I'm letting the dogs in and out. Come on, buddy.
Show the dogs. Everybody
Oh, I'll
loves
show the-
dogs. But he ran right
Everybody
under the
loves
porch.
Dogs.
He ran right under the
Yeah.
porch, man.
Oh, here's. Let me show you.
Poppy.
Come here,
Yoda. What a
Yoda.
name for a dog.
There he is. There he is. Look at this little guy. He's tiny. He is
Oh,
a
man.
Chihuahua. He's a Chihuahua mix. And when he comes back
Mixed with
inside
what?
from going
You know?
outside, we were
He
told
knows he gets a treat.
He does. He doesn't like those treats though. See, I try to trick him into giving him treats he doesn't like. You
gotta get rid of him
you know how
somehow.
like you know how you like
Like
buy
trying to get
treats
rid of the
thinking,
black jelly beans.
There, he took that one.
Ah.
There you go. Now we have
He's-
another
he's
dog.
li-
I got to get the other dog.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Now this is Arlo. We are watching Arlo. He's my brother-in-law's dog. Come on in, buddy. He knows he gets a treat too because he's smart.
So what kind of pup is he?
He's like he's a pit bull mix, and again, I don't
Yeah.
know what. There's a,
I can tell by that wide head, but he looks
Yeah.
like he's a little smaller. That's kind of like the dog
Yeah,
at my house.
he also has a tendency of looking at you like he's done something wrong.
Oh. A
He always
guilty dog.
he always says, "Yep."
Who doesn't like a guilty dog?
So those are the two dogs. So I got two cats, and now I have two dogs, and boy, that's fun.
Do you have any snakes?
Not yet. We've had a lot of pets over the years. We've had birds. We've had rats, pet rats. The rats were my favorite because they're friendly and they're contained. And these they will poop in a cage. These guys pee and poop everywhere. The cats pretty much stay in the box, but you got to clean the box. But rats,
Makes sense.
I love the rats, and they
Makes
only
sense.
live for like 3 years.
Wow. That's the lifespan of a rat? 3 years?
Of a pet rat, yeah. Yeah.
A pet
about
rat.
3, 4. Yeah. I think that when they're in the wild, it's less. But
Less?
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, I think so. Because, predators and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, all right. So
Do you have snakes?
I have any snakes? No, I've never had a snake.
Do you have any pets? Do you have any pets?
I don't. There's a dog that lives at the house I live at, but I haven't had any. I'm not in a spot where I can take care of one. It's just me. So
yeah. And your fish?
Well, I used to have fish.
Behind
The
you?
ones
you have
behind me, I mean, it's a gigantic fish wall. Gigantic fish wall. I've named every one of them. There goes Pete, and there goes Repeat, and there goes Ed. And
They twins?
yeah, they're both blackfish. There's a white one over there. But no, I mean, I love fish. I really do. But don't have any room.
We had fish on the tables at our wedding when I married
Oh,
my
really?
wife. We had little bowls of goldfish, and there's a story behind it. When my wife is from Bemidji,
Uh-huh.
and I am not. So when I went up to Bemidji to meet her parents and to kind of spend the weekend there, we went to the Paul Bunyan Mall, and I put a quarter in one of those big gumball machines, and gumball came out with a little stick stock, that said winner, and you were supposed to take it into the pet store, and they gave me a free goldfish. I won a goldfish in a
Wow.
bag. Didn't even plan on it. I just wanted bad gum.
That's awesome.
But then the best part was they were like, well, do you want to buy a bowl and some food and some, and I'm like, no.
I'm going to let them live in a bag.
But I was going to get some food. I did get some food because you need to buy food. It's a scam. It's a total scam.
Oh, yeah.
You want something free. Now spend $20 to get everything else. So I brought it back to my now in-laws house in a bag. And they had like an old Mr. Coffee, coffee pot with a lid on it, which was good because they had a cat. So I put it in there for the weekend, and then time came for us to go back to St. Paul, and I forgot the fish because I didn't go there with a fish, so I didn't remember to leave with a fish. So we left the fish in Bemidji. My wife's mom my now mother-in-law, bought the bowl, bought the rocks, bought a little fake plant, did the whole setup to keep this fish happy in Bemidji. And my father-in-law, like, excuse me, 6 months later, drove down to St. Paul for some reason or another, dead of winter, brought the fish with him, kept it on the floor, and it's the dead of winter. So when he stopped to eat dinner or eat lunch halfway through, he brought the fish into the restaurant with him so the fish wouldn't freeze in the car, this being Minnesota in the winter. And he brings it to me, and we get, oh, thank you for the fish, totally spaced on the fish. You got a bowl, you got rocks, you got a little fake plant, all that stuff. I had the fish for 1 week. After that, time came for me to clean the bowl. So I take the fish out, I put it in another container, I clean the bowl, I refill it with water, and I put the fish back in, and the fish promptly dies because I did not get water conditioning for the fish.
Always trouble.
My girlfriend's parents were so mad at me for years after that. Not mad, but they were like jokingly mad.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep a fish alive. How can we trust you with our daughter? Kind of thing. And they would travel all over. They would travel all over. They were world travelers. And they would always bring me back a present that was fish related. Like a fish, one of those, like a fish pen, or like a small puffer fish, expanded, that was like, I don't know, freeze dried, and we used it as a Christmas ornament for years. And so every year I'd get like a fish related kind of like, I can't keep the fish alive. So and then when we got married, I was like, we're putting goddamn goldfish in a bowl in the middle of everybody's table, and it was like there was a story, why it was there. And then my favorite part was that we gave them away. We gave away, like whoever had the dot under their plate or whatever was able to take the goldfish home.
Oh,
we had like 5 in a bowl, just in case any died, because apparently I do that. And we had a styrofoam container with like 20 extra fish just to make sure that if anything died before the wedding and before the reception, we'd be able to swap them out for live fish. And a friend of ours brought their kids to the show, because we're actors. It wasn't a wedding; it was a show. And those fish lasted for about 10 years. And every time we'd see them, it'd be like, we still have these damn fish. So I believe all the fish are dead, but the marriage is going on. So we're good there.
Yeah. Hey, Carol, thank you. And we're just, I'm doing this with Rick. I work with Rick. I've known Rick a long time. Hello there.
That's my daughter.
Luther College. You went down, you got a t-shirt, sweatshirt, didn't you?
You can't hear him. I got headphones.
Oh, you got headphones on. Well, tell her it's perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So Luther College, Decorah, Iowa. Holy cow! It'll be nice if you could get in there, huh? She doesn't care.
Yeah.
She said,
like my brother.
There you go. It's beautiful. I like the oofda in the middle, because that's literally the only thing they say in Decorah, isn't it? Oofda.
It is.
Oofda Cora. I was going to say. I was just going to say. And so, how are you enjoying your time at home?
I am losing my mind, and it's day one.
I know. Imagine, ask your poor father has been. He and I do the same thing, right? Did you? I don't know if you knew that. And he and I are on the team together. And this is one of the reasons I got a hold of him, is because I am going crazy. Because this is starting 2 weeks of doing nothing for us, and so yeah. Anyway, expect us to do this 3 times a day.
Perfect. Oh, I'm glad to hear that he actually has friends.
Yeah, it's company, so I don't have any choice. Yes, Carol.
He's more like a.
So just I don't know if you guys, because you guys are on the Carol Lynn is from over in Kenosha, And she says the virus reminds her of the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still. I would agree. And Carol, we're just goofing off. I what I'm going to try to do, Carol, pass the word. I'm going to try to get Rick on, because Rick is a good. Actually, his daughter could probably attract more viewers in terms of relevant material. I mean it in like, because she's like young and vibrant, and Rick, you're old like me.
You're old.
Well, look at that face. Yeah, I got to tell. I don't know if anybody. So
That's a good dad.
I know he is a good dad, and I love him. I seriously, I don't know about you, Rick. I miss our whole team so much right now. I mean, I didn't think this was possible. I
agree.
miss all of it.
When it up into smaller teams to like, so we weren't in big groups when the talk was to with like other people, and now they're like, okay, let's split you up into like one or two, and then we'll go to like one or two stores. And it was like, I really like the people. We really great.
Oh God, yeah.
Mix of people, and to our team leader right there. She put us all together.
Absolutely, and genius job by her, by the way. But I want to let people, and your daughter might enjoy this too. So our first meeting over at whatever it was in St. Paul, anytime Wendy, our supervisor, would say, "Don't do this," your father would turn and look at me directly and hold the look, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Like I'm the one that's going to cause the problem. And to be fair,
Yeah.
I was the one that caused the problem. But
I gave you this look, John.
That's the one. That's the one. But my gosh, yeah. So anyway, so I was gonna ask you now. You got to work. Was it 2 weekends ago? With you did some shows with what was it? Richard Uloff.
James
Uloff. How was that? Where was that? Tell me all about that.
We'll go grab our mail.
Oh, okay. Thank you. It was in Wisconsin. And I don't remember the name of the town off the top of my head.
So one of the big cities.
One of those big cities. We're supposed to do a show in Menominee. I'm with the Forefathers of Comedy. We're supposed to do a show next weekend in Menominee, but we don't know if that's going on or not. I'm assuming right now, I'll be honest. The assumption is if you don't hear anything that's going on. My new assumption is if I don't hear anything, it's not happening.
Yeah.
That, right now the default is nothing.
Thanks, Carol. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands.
Yes, especially since you've just been on a dirty phone. Wash your phone. That's what I need to wash my phone more. I'm washing my hands, but I'm back on my disgusting phone.
Yeah.
But James Uloff is a Canadian living in Los Angeles, and he's got this great idea. He does these great shows all across the country, both America and Canada. He does benefits for humane societies.
Oh.
And so these humane societies, hire him, and he hires us. His opening acts, and we do these benefits for people who are helping to shelter animals and to get them adopted. And we were at this hotel in Wisconsin, and they had hired a professional photographer like Wendy.
Yeah.
And actually our teammate Cindy does this.
Oh yeah.
And they took professional photographs of these pets that are waiting to be adopted, and they were adorable, and they were like they were professionally done photographs of pets you could have, and they just looked great, and the pets looked they had such personality, and they were so beautiful, and they were lovely, and I was like, by the end all these animals are going to be adopted because they're like, I want that one and that one, and those two cats look adorable together. We got to get them both. It was great. So he does that, and he needs other comedians. Oh, look, hold on, I got a cat stuck. My daughter
Okay.
went out to the porch, and
Oh,
there's
what a
cat
nice
going, "Hey, wait a
cat in the
minute."
window picture.
Cat kitty in the window. So yeah, so
Meow,
it was
meow.
Ryan Call was he had traveled with him and done some other jobs with him, and then he was doing this big event somewhere in Wisconsin.
So basically,
it was great. It's a lot of fun. He's
did you get hired?
so I got heartworm. Yeah, it sucks. I have to take a pill now. I got fleas and heartworm.
No, I was gonna say, did you get hired because of your Labradoodle joke?
Oh no! You know what? I didn't tell my Labradoodle joke because my Labradoodle joke is not a clean joke. It
Oh,
can be, but it's funny if it's not.
what a disappointment.
Well, no, you know what? I take it back. I did tell the Labradoodle joke. I did, but I think I cleaned it up.
Ah.
I'm putting headphones back in, so I hear you better.
Perfect. Hey, if you're just hopping on with us, I'm here with Rick Logan, who I've known for quite a while, and he and I also work day job together as well as do comedy and stuff. And we're just talking about life today, baby. So let me ask. Oh, I was gonna say this. I think I don't know what your opinion is. I feel like, because I've talked with a number of other people about this in the past couple of days, particularly over the weekend. Do you feel like it's appropriate for comedy shows to keep going on during this time?
That's a great question. I actually Saturday night, I went and saw Jake Johansson at Acme.
Yeah.
I saw the Late Show. A friend of mine had tickets, and he invited me earlier in the week, and I'm like, Jake Johansson, absolutely. He's one of my all-time favorites. He's the best. And as it was approaching, I was like, is it still going? Is it still going on? So I called the club Saturday night because we were going to the Late Show, and I was like, still doing a show? And they were like, yeah, we're still doing a show. I'm like, great, see you. 10:30 show, late Saturday night. It wasn't sold out, but the 8:00 show was. It's odd because it used to be like, any groups higher than 300 don't do.
Yeah.
Which is why like sports shut down and the NCAA shut down and all that other stuff. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't affect a comedy show. Comedy, like a small comedy club, you can do it. And then it was like, 150 people or 100 people, don't do it. So it's like, that is an excellent question. I think it's all about taking precautions, washing your hands often. Unless you're showing, if you're showing symptoms, that's when people say, experts say you should wear a mask. But if you're showing symptoms, don't go out. That's the whole point. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this because if you're sick, you don't want to pass it on to anybody else. The best advice I heard, and I think I shared it on Facebook, on social media, behave as if you already have the disease and you are trying to keep other people from getting it.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this. Because it's like how you go to the grocery store and toilet paper is all sold out. We're doing this so that nobody goes to the hospital and all the beds are taken. It's like we want. Oh, hi, Sean.
Sean, how you doing,
Wheeler. So that there are enough ventilators and respirators for the people who need it. We don't want everybody sick at the same time. We want it's flattening the curve. That's what they call it. So there's no spike. So I guess I hate to say this, but I understand people canceling shows. I get it. We don't. We want.
I was going to say I totally am on your side. In fact, I see people who are like, there's nobody sick here. We're still doing the show, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You're a gigantic idiot. There you go. Everybody wants a virus, Sean. I'm like the Oprah of viruses. You get one.
You get one. You get one. And you get one.
By the way, Roy Orbison. Sean loves that joke. Not. But to me, I feel like people need to have laughs and an outlet still. That's why I kind of wanted to do this, and I enjoy doing this with you. And hopefully, my goal is to do this every day until we don't have to do it anymore. Just because it well, what am I going to do? The only thing I got to do tomorrow. Oh, and this is interesting. Tomorrow, because of our job, not required by our job, but because of our job, I have an appointment to go to TSA so I can get my TSA pre-check.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I've still got to. I mean, I'm already going to do it.
Yeah, at some point we gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to go again, and the appointment, might I add, was very, very easy to get. So I think that's tomorrow, and I don't know. I hope I schedule myself at a time I feel like I can wake up at.
You should record that and then post it so that people know what. I'm sure the TSA would be fine with that. I'm sure the TSA would.
All they're going to do is fingerprint me and say, "Why are you even doing this? You're not going anywhere." But
did you sign up for Clear? Did you do the Clear thing, or is this something?
I will say this. So Clear, see, I don't know how it all works. Clear works. I mean, for me, it's awesome. You go in, they scoot you right up to the front of the line. That's great. So going out of Minneapolis, the first time, I didn't have to do anything. They're just like, yeah, go on through. I'm like, sweet. The second time, and then coming back at the Boston airport, it was the same thing. It was just like, don't take nothing out. And then they stopped me and stole my toothpaste because I had a big tube in. Because I'm cheap. But and then leaving Minneapolis, then I had to go through the full take your shoes off, take your belt off, and all of that. So I don't like that. It's annoying, to say the least. And to be honest, it's like I don't like doing it.
Right.
So, but then coming back from Boston, I was all good again. They're like,
yeah, Clear. I see what you're saying. Clear gets you to the front of the line. The TSA pre-check keeps you from having to do the rigmarole once you're at the front of the line. I get it.
And so,
does it cost anything?
Yeah, it's $85 for 5 years.
Oh, 5 years isn't bad.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, I just justify it. It's like $85 is a lot of money. The Clear is expensive too, but the Clear is not a long-term. It's just for a year.
Right.
And if you're on Delta Sky Miles, you get a little bit of a discount.
I didn't know that. I'll look into that.
Yeah, it's not like huge, but it might be like 25% off or something like that. So it's a good deal. And then when you go to the airport, it's just like, I mean, it was just crazy because I'm like, I figured, you got to be there 2 hours ahead, and then I'm like, okay, well now I got an hour and 30 minutes to kill. I
touched my face.
Yeah. So I saw it. Well, do you want me to give you a chance to wash? Anyway, when was the last time that you and the family went grocery shopping, or is that something that your wife does?
Oh, I do it. Well, we both do it. I go to the cheaper stores like Cub and Target, and my wife goes to Kowalski's.
Oh, perfect.
Kowalski's is great, but they are expensive.
Yep.
I'm not saying they're not worth it. I'm saying we're not worth it.
They have
So-
some different
so I-
items at Kowalski's too, don't they?
Yes, they do. They've got like kombucha on tap. That's what they have at Kowalski's. So I get like I get the things I can get at Target and Cub, and then anything that they don't have, my wife's like, "Well, I'll go to Kowalski's and get it," and
Yeah.
she gets it.
So when was the last time you went? Did you experience any shortages of anything?
Oh yeah. I just went. I think it was Friday. I may have gone Friday, and I got like I was looking for some stuff like frozen fruit. Didn't have any of it.
Yeah.
I was looking for some like I was like, oh, we're in Minnesota. Let's make a hot dish. I'll get some cream of mushroom soup. No cream of mushroom soup. I had cream of chicken soup, which I'll have with the chicken, I guess. But cream of mushroom is a staple here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I didn't even, but get this, one thing we don't need is toilet paper, which is good because they don't have it. I got a big package like last week, and then I sent my wife out to get paper towels, but she came back with another big batch of toilet paper. So we're set with toilet paper. It's paper towels we need, which you also can't get.
Yeah. It's crazy. I went on Saturday night late.
Oh wow.
And I went to Walmart. There's a couple things I like to get from Walmart. Otherwise, I'm not a fan of theirs. But
Yep.
I mostly will go to Cub or Aldi because I'm cheap.
I like Aldi.
Aldi's awesome. I never remember to bring bags with me.
Yep.
So I start putting bags in my car, and then it looks like I'm living in my car. But Walmart was crazy because, first of all, they had signs on there. Walmart's not going to be open 24 hours. On starting today, I guess, or yesterday. They're closing at 11, from 11 until 5, so they can sanitize and restock, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Which I think a lot of stores may do that are open 24 hours, simply because I think the sanitizing of the stores is really important. But I'll tell you what, man, when I went there at whatever time it was, 11:30 or something, holy crap. I have never seen a store that empty.
Yeah.
There's still people in it, but in terms of just stuff being gone. The fresh fruit and vegetables was really picked over. Of course, you had a lot of stuff that anything that people like was gone. Stuff like kohlrabi was still there. There's like, I don't really need it.
You see what people like and what people don't like by what's left in the store.
Definitely.
Ragu is still there.
Absolutely. So I went down the soup aisle. All the shelf stable stuff, canned, the ramen, all gone. That entire aisle wiped out. With a couple of exceptions for crappy soup. That people want is like, cream of celery.
Cream of okra.
Yeah.
Cream of okra.
I don't need that. But just a ton of stuff all the dairy was gone. I mean, I really had to pick through the cheese to find one that I like. Guess what? Nobody likes peppercorn cheese, I guess. Because there was a lot of that left.
Pepper Jack?
No, not Pepper Jack. Peppercorn. Pepper Jack was, I don't know.
I've never even heard of pepper.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
No. I'm not. If you're at Walmart or Aldi, I bet Aldi has peppercorn cheese.
Aldi has Bill's cheese, which is good. Bill makes a cheese.
Bill knows his cheeses.
Hey, Bill. I'm Bill. This is my cheese. Thanks for watching. I mean, and I got the stuff that I needed. The water aisle. All the water was gone. Guess what?
I don't get that.
I don't either. You know what? I got a perfectly good tap I can drink out of. But guess what else? All the pop was still there. Stocked to the gills with pop. But water, gone.
You
I know.
sure you were at a Walmart?
Yeah.
Wow.
You would think that would be the thing that goes, but guess what? Water's cheaper than pop, so that's probably why they took it.
Yeah.
Uh, But yeah, there were people in there. I didn't do it because it just felt creepy to me to like take pictures and videos in the Walmart.
People are doing that though. People
I
are
know.
doing that.
Yeah, there were people doing it when I was there. I'm like,
Yeah.
but you know, it took longer for me to check out at 11:30 at night than it ever has during the day.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
And yeah, it was just an odd deal. But I think we're going to have a lot of more odd deals as we go down the pike here. I
think you're exactly right.
I also ordered some food from Buka down here in Burnsville.
Okay.
Which I love that place. But I ordered that yesterday afternoon, and when I went to pick it up, there was nobody there but workers.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I think even if restaurants and David Harris, who was a well-known friend of ours, I went and had lunch with him on Friday at Chianti Grill up in Roseville. There were still people there. It was not busy at lunchtime. But you know what? Here's the weird part. It was all old people.
Oh, people who shouldn't be out.
Right. And David and I were the oldest people out there in the place, other than the servers. And so that was very kind of strange, I thought.
Yeah. I went out and visited some friends. We got together. We had plans to get together Saturday at an Irish bar in Minneapolis, Merlin's Rest, which is a great Irish bar. And I realized halfway through the week, I was like, you know, Saturday is the day all these bars are going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and it's going to be nuts. It wasn't nuts at all.
No?
We were there at noon on a Saturday. Got seated right away.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. It is very crazy.
And they're closing down. You said the restaurants are closing down.
I don't know about Minnesota. I haven't heard Minnesota yet, but I got to think that because what seems to be happening is the more populous states seem to be making these moves. Illinois made the announcement yesterday. Actually, while I was over at Buka, waiting to go in because I didn't want to go in before the time that my food was ready. I don't want to.
Safety first.
Yeah, I mean,
safety first.
Wash my hands before I get the food. That's ridiculous. But Illinois, and then later on in the day, New York and Ohio, and it just sort of, it just seems to be. But here's the interesting thing: this Dr. Fauci, who I like, out of anybody that's on these news conferences,
right?
He's honest. But
that's not a given these days.
I know it's not. But he said on Sunday morning when he was on the shows, I wish all of the restaurants would close. And then it's like somebody at the governors took a hint and said, well, it's probably a good idea to do that. And so I don't know. I've not heard anything from Minnesota before you and I started doing this. I hadn't heard anything about Minnesota, but I have a brother down in Iowa who is involved in restaurants and part of the Restaurant and Beverage Association or whatever, and they're really worried about it. They're trying to figure out how they can stay open because I think they all realize that it's all going to happen, and I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. Unfoundedly so, because if you're following, you know what's going to happen. We're going to be sitting for like 2 months.
Right. I hope it's not that long.
I hope it's not that long too. But if they're saying, Rick, less than 50 people for 8 weeks, 8 weeks is 2 months.
8 weeks. Yeah, I didn't hear 8 weeks, but yeah, okay. I don't have enough food to last 8 weeks.
I don't either. I'll have to go. I mean, I will have to go out and get some stuff. You know,
And those places can't close down.
no, and that was the one place that they said would not close is grocery stores.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't know. I've been watching every one of the news conferences, and
God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry
You know what,
you have
though?
to do that.
I don't have to, but I do just because I want to see what's going on, and I want to. It's so. I don't want to get all political, right? But it's so
Right.
interesting to see Trump say something, and then have the guy that comes right on after him contradict him. It's like, what the? How?
Right.
And again, I don't want to be political because this is not like this isn't the. That'll all take care of itself. This isn't the time to be political. This is the time
Right.
to take care of each other. But I just,
Right.
it just blows my mind that he can say something and then
immediately get corrected.
Yeah.
Immediately get corrected.
Yeah.
Like and that
Get
happened
corrected, that's right.
and again, like you said, this isn't the time for that. But that speech he gave at night from the Oval Office.
Yeah.
And he said these things, and everybody felt better about it. And the next day, they were like, "Oh well, he meant this when he said that. He meant that when he said this, and this really means that." And it was like, "Oh, so all the things he said to make us feel better, none of those were accurate."
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. And in terms of him, like he was all proud yesterday of the Fed cutting the rate down to next to nothing. Right, 0 to 25. Well, that didn't calm anybody down. That was viewed as desperation, and so now stock market was down 2,700 points the last time.
I've got a question. The restaurants that are closing,
Yes,
and those workers who are out of jobs, how does that help them?
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Unless now,
It doesn't.
and I think you probably saw this too because I know you follow stuff. The real sticking point in this bill that they put through for people who are displaced during this time,
The one the House passed that the
Yeah.
Senate hasn't yet. Yeah.
doesn't apply to companies over 500 employees.
Over or under?
Over.
So it is specifically for small businesses.
Yes. So, but like McDonald's, these type of places, no. And those are the ones that those are the ones that need it the most. If you're working for a small company that's, 25, 30, 50 people, 150 people, okay, but if you're working for McDonald's, I mean, you're not working there because you think it's going to be you know what I mean? If you're a counter guy at McDonald's, you're not working there. That's probably not even your only job. Right. Again,
I agree.
I don't want to get political.
Yeah.
I just worry about people because this is the type of thing that gets people desperate and doing stupid stuff.
It's very, very true. I think the thought process is the those rate cuts and those tax breaks that were passed months ago or years ago or whenever it was, those definitely help the bigger companies. And so I think those bigger companies and they, to be honest, those companies the past couple of years, record profits. So now that this has happened, they're in a good place to weather that storm. So that maybe, passing something for the smaller businesses is not a bad thing. I'm not saying the big companies don't need help now. They're going to need help, especially depending on how long this goes on. But I think they're in a position they can weather it for a little time. And then as it continues, more people can be helped. Because more people are going to need to be helped.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether they work for a small company or a large company.
Well, that's absolutely true. All right. Well, Rick, we've almost been on for an hour. Can you believe it?
Well, I can only because my battery's almost gone on my phone.
Well, this was a lot of fun. We'll have to do it
It
again.
was. I would
Um,
love that.
and hopefully the people that were watching, and if you watch it back later, make a comment or something. And I'm going to try to do this every day. I don't know that I can do it with Rick every day. And I don't know if Rick wants to do it every day. But Rick, the thing is,
Sure.
yeah, see, Rick wants to do it every day.
I want
we
to.
can,
Mike,
she's enjoying it.
that's my,
We can.
that's my other daughter. She wants nothing to do with this.
Oh well, that's fine. It's like not like anybody she knows is going to be on our pages.
That's true.
Maybe, but we can have up to 6 people on at once. So if
That's a great idea.
I'd love to have a little round table, little fun, because that's all I want to do. You know, people. I see a lot of comedians at this point now, like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this live. So I'm going to do a live show. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's all great. That's not what this is. I'm not going to try to say, hey, come on, do your act. I mean, that's
Right.
because you know what? That's going to suck. I mean, as much as I'm not against, but it's going to suck only because it's going to be like me telling my jokes to you, and you're not going to have any kind of reaction, and it's going to be very, very difficult. Again, if anybody's doing that, do it, because I want to be wrong. Prove me wrong. Make sure it's fun. Make sure it's all great.
The more the merrier. We need as many options as we can get.
Part of our job as entertainers is to just throw stuff up, and hopefully people watch it. And if they watch it, great. And if they don't, that's fine too.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, I'd love it if people said, "Oh yeah, that was great. I'm going to give you $2." But the reality is, for an hour that I'm sitting here and just talking with my friends, I just want people to say, this is taking me away from stuff for a while. That's all.
Absolutely. And we got to find that video of you singing drunk at the wedding, and that will take away more time.
It's on VHS. I don't think in this day and age it can be pulled off of there. I got other videos. I got other videos from me doing dinner theater stuff though.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh, yeah, pull that up.
I can track those down and put them up.
I'll find some stuff of me too. I'll find some old. I got like, I got stuff that'll embarrass the crap out of me too. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm all about being embarrassed. You know, that was one of the fun things we did with Poulos. I did with him was he was in this terrible movie called Attack of the Killer Snow Cone Zombies or something like that, and we watched it and did like a Mystery Science Theater. It was oh my god, dude! It was so terrible. It was.
Wow.
He's like, I got, and literally, I mean, every 10 minutes, I'm telling him, and you use this as a credit.
Yep.
Like, well, I got paid $50 and some pizza, but I didn't stay for the pizza.
I did a movie that I haven't even seen anywhere. Back when I lived in Philadelphia, I grew up in Philadelphia, and it was this terrible movie. It was, I believe the title was called Silent but Deadly. And it's about the Russians, the Soviet Union. That's how long ago it was. The Soviet Union and the Americans trying to race to get a killer fart for spies to use to assassinate people. Yeah, and I was this nondescript like Secret Service guy or whatever, and I remember standing there watching them film this movie in between takes, and this director was trying to figure out how to do something, and I don't remember what it was. I was in college at the time, and I think I turned to some production assistant next to me and said, why don't they do this, this, and this? And the guy looked at me, and he goes to the director, and he goes, why don't we do this, this, and this? And the director's like, oh, yeah, let's do that. And they did that, and they kept it in the movie. And I'm like, I'm fucking directing this movie as a college student, as an extra.
Well, perfect.
So I will look for it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Let's find that stuff. We'll do this again. I don't know if there's a I don't know if there's a good time to do this every day. But
I don't know.
guys, we're gonna try to do it. I mean, I'm going to try to do it every day. And Rick, if you want to do it with me, once or twice more, and if we want to add other people in, I'm all about it, because all I want to do is have
Let's
fun.
do it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Let's add David Harris. Let's add David.
I'd love to add David, but David gets a little bit picky. He's
Yes,
like,
he
I don't know,
does.
I'll think about it. He's very protective of his brand.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, we
I
don't
don't-
have
you know what?
Emmys, John.
If that's what he wants to do, that's fine.
He's got Emmys. He's got better things to do
He
on
does.
screen
They're
than
reasonable, but he
be
does.
with us.
All
And I
right.
don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
I don't either at all.
I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't hang out with us.
I wouldn't, but I mean, I got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. There's an hour. There's the hour mark, Rick Logan.
Oh my
Gosh,
God. This was supposed to be 2 minutes, John.
I know we were going to do a test and we did an hour. That's how it works. It's awesome.
That's how it works.
All right, my
Time
friend.
flies.
Well, thank you. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And
Oh yeah, you too.
we'll be talking with you soon. And thanks everybody for watching. And look for something else tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow. That's for sure. Have a good one, y'all.
Hey,
Oh, go
John,
ahead.
will do I look for this on your Facebook page? Where do I look for it?
Yeah, it could be on my Facebook page. Typically, and I think I linked it to your page as well.
Okay.
So look for it on your page first, but also on my page.
Beautiful. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody.
See you all later.
See ya. Bye.